Pat Murdoch is one of those people that I thought was a conventional nurse. I met Pat, and I hope she wouldn't mind me saying this, but I met Pat and I thought, you know, I was all of 23 and I was like, oh, he's a fuddy-duddy old nurse and we'll see what happens here. How do we get along? And she just proved time and time again that she was not a fuddy-duddy nurse and she could think outside the square. And she really taught me a lot about how a person with dementia was unique and an individual, and working with families and being able to think about how do we meet the needs of the person, not by being a nurse, but by knowing and understanding the person, and use what you know as a nurse, but really think about it as a human issue, not a nursing issue. And so Pat Murdoch was very influential for me at HammondCare. That's
Very much a part of the values and the model of care that HammondCare has.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's about being able to give the nurse, use your knowledge, use your skills, but don't be driven by what the medical model might have trained you in or taught you to do. Be driven by the needs of the individuals in our care, and that just turning it around and thinking about it from a different perspective frees the nurses up to be able to think, not just task, not go through the motions, not know what the, you know, what did I learn about the physiology? What did I learn about how medication is managed? Really, what have I learned about you as a person? And now how does what do I know help you achieve what your goals are as a person?
Are there risks in that?
Yeah, there are risks in that. There's the risks, but the benefits outweigh the risks. And I think that's always my thing about risk. People talk about risk without balancing it with, but what are the benefits? And being able to free a nurse to be more than just a nurse, there are risks because not everybody responds equally. But in those relationships is where the best outcomes are achieved for people in our care and for our staff themselves. And I think that's the undervalued component. People just think about the person with dementia or someone in care. The flip side and the value of being a nurse and the reward that a nurse gets is also learning and taking from the experience of being the nurse. And that only happens when the person is freed up to be more than just the clinical specialist.